Brown Boy Wonder podcast.
Welcome to the second annual spooky edition of the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. Since it's spooky season, my guest and I are going to rewatch the Conjuring Universe. And then, of course, in this month of October. My guest here, of course, he needs no introduction because you know him from the last episode. It's Skyler. Skyler, how you doing today, man?
Did you put in the scream?
I did. If you hear it now, I'm sure I put the right one.
Put it in again.
Okay, I'm doing it right now.
All right, now put in a different one.
Okay, I did. I just did.
All right, now someone in the comments tell me if he did any of it.
Well, I do have a question for you.
Hit me with that question.
Do you want to play hide and clap with me again?
No, I do not. Please stop asking me to play hide and clap.
That's a great question. But yes, today's episode we're watching Annabelle, which was released in 2014, directed by John R. Leonetti, written by
guy.
Yes, and written by Gary Duberman. Do you know these guys personally?
Gary Duberman. No. He directed and wrote the pilot episode of the Swamp Thing show that got canceled?
Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
Well, other than that, I know these two from one other movie, and we'll get there.
Well, let's get into the cast here. I gave you the cast list, and go ahead and read them.
Okay, so our main two characters in this movie are played by, ironically enough, an actress named Annabelle Wallis.
Yeah.
Who I don't care for in this movie, but she's in another movie that I really, really like. Do you know what it is?
The Mummy.
Oh, is she in the? Oh God, she is in the Mummy. That's not what I was talking about. No, she's in Malignant.
Oh, right, she was Mrs. Malignant. That's a great movie.
That
was her.
Another James Wan movie that goes really freaking hard, doesn't it?
Yes, very hard, especially the end.
It's very goofy. Don't take that movie seriously, and you're gonna have a very fun time. And then our other main character is played by Ward Horton, who was in Stuff, probably. Sorry, dude.
John Form. Yeah, I don't remember this. I don't know this actor.
Well, that's the character.
Sorry, he plays.
Ward
Yeah,
Horton.
he played. Yes. So this Ward guy, I don't know him.
Then we got Tony Amendola.
Yeah,
Amendola, maybe, probably.
I think it's Amendola.
He's in Stuff. It says that he was on that Once Upon a Time show.
Oh.
And most importantly, my favorite person in this movie, Alfre Woodard. She's in a lot of stuff. She was in the Luke Cage television show, but I will always remember her from Star Trek First Contact. She's in that movie.
Oh, okay. Great actress.
She's a very good actress in real things that aren't just sci-fi schlock like I listed.
I don't know about this one though. I don't think she was good in this.
Oh yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, rounding off the cast, we got Carrie O'Malley, Brian Howe, Eric Landon, Ivar Brogger, Gabriel Bateman, Shiloh Nelson, some other people.
Yeah,
Whatever.
That's the cast.
And then Joseph Bishara again, who was in.
Yes.
He likes to play demons, and he doesn't stop here. He's another demon.
Yeah, this one is very creepy. If you saw the behind the scenes, this guy looks crazy.
I would say out of the three demons that I know him playing off the top of my head, this is the least creepiest demon. No,
really?
Not the best. Yeah,
I think it was the best.
No, I think the Insidious guy is creepier than this. Similar.
They're very similar.
For sure.
Okay. But yeah, that was the cast there. The budget. What do you think the budget was for this one?
Well, cheap. $10 million.
Ooh, that's close. It's 6.5 million.
Ooh.
What about the box office?
Man, I don't know. This one's tricky because when we did the box office for The Conjuring, well, first of all, I think I was wrong. But also, like, oh, it's horror, it's a rated R horror, so it's not gonna make a lot of money, but it doesn't need to make a lot of money to get a sequel, but it does get many sequels, so it was successful. But also here's the added curveball for this one, and it's a spoiler for my review. This one's bad, so so I don't know.
Well, Conjuring made 319 million last time. And you think it was higher or lower?
Less. I'm gonna say 200 million.
It's 257 million.
Damn.
So it did make a lot of money.
Well, yeah, I would have had to because we get sequels. The sequels are better, though. I will say that.
I agree. Let's get into it. I might have a different opinion with you right here. What do you think initially about this movie?
I think this one's lame.
Lame. Okay, I can accept that. I accept that one.
I'm not a fan. I think I rated it very poorly. I didn't give my rating when we talked about Conjuring.
Oh, right.
Normally we're like, oh, Letterboxd stars. Oops.
Uh-oh. Well, let's get into that then. What do you give for, if you have it up, what do you give for Conjuring?
The first Conjuring movie I gave 3.5 stars, which might seem low because I did higher.
Yeah, that's not low. I gave it 5 out of 5.
Yeah, there you go. I went 3.5, which is, I will always say, still a passing grade. That's 7 out of 10. Because it's very strong in vibes, and I think it just like it dips in a couple places, and I was like, oh, there's the part with the Annabelle getting loose at the house, and I didn't care about that part, right? So I gave it 3.5. I think it's good. That is a good movie. This one, I'll tell you right now, I think I gave it 1.5 stars.
Damn. So you think it's lame? It's not good?
Yeah.
So when I first saw this movie, I felt the same way. I was like, there's not much going on until that demon happened. But now when I rewatched it, it's not as bad as I remembered. There are some good parts in the beginning. There's some good parts in the middle, and there's some good parts at the end. I wouldn't say the whole thing is great. It can be a little boring, a little slow, but it has its parts.
Sure.
But I gave it 2.5.
Yeah, well, 2.5 is, that's all right. I can accept you giving it your opinion.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. Nothing about this movie gripped me, but we'll get into the plot and we'll see what we have to say about it.
Annabelle Wallace, she's very attractive, at least in this movie.
The lady. Not the doll.
No, the lady.
The actress.
The actress.
She's a pretty lady. Abrar, did you just call a woman attractive on the podcast? We're gonna get sued.
Oh, sued?
Yeah, by Annabelle Wallace. She's gonna be like, I don't think so.
Oh,
you get out of here.
Oh no. Well, in the
the What Boy podcast?
Well, in the Power Rangers podcast, I was like, oh, these ladies are very but
oh my, this podcast is becoming something I wasn't prepared for.
Anyways, but yeah, I thought she was again, yeah, as you said, maybe plain simple vanilla, at least in this one.
I think that's true about everybody in this, though.
Yeah, especially the husband. That's the most vanilla guy I've seen.
I can't even picture his face, and I just watched this movie, so
yeah.
I think, I don't know if it's my personal bias because I really like Alfre Woodard. I think her performance comes across very like sweet and earnest.
Sure,
but nothing. There's really no depth to anyone here. I don't think.
Maybe Mia, the character, but other than that, that's it. But yeah, let's get into it. The plot here. In the beginning of the movie, they're pretty much recapping the Annabelle story in the first Conjuring movie. There's just showing those girls again.
Yeah, we just cover the whole beginning of the last movie.
It transitioned to the origin story, of course, and now we're in Santa Monica, California, kind of close to your home, right?
Santa Monica. Nope.
Okay, never mind. John Form, a medical student, and his pregnant wife Mia are the main characters in this movie. The couple was talking to the Higgins neighbors after church. They were talking about the names of the baby because Mia is hella pregnant.
For now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The husband, John, said if it's a boy, it'll be called John, and if it's a girl, we'll call it Phyllis. It's her. It's his grandma's name, and Mia said, "I hate that name."
Oh, sorry, all of Phyllis is listening. Sorry, lady from the office, if you're listening.
Thoughts on this couple? We see them, hanging out with their neighbors.
They're bland. They're very bland.
Yes.
The family in The Conjuring felt like a real family.
Very wholesome.
Ed and Lorraine don't necessarily feel like real people, but they feel like movie characters.
Sure.
These feel like characters in like a History Channel reenactment that don't have any lines. That's what these people feel like. They don't feel real at all.
That is a correct adaptation. Oh my god, you're right. It's something you see in the documentary.
Yeah.
And it's these actors.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Damn. Well, Mia is like, we shouldn't be talking about our baby and with the neighbors since their kid left them.
Oh, to join a cult.
We won't know by now. Until then, John doesn't lock his doors in this neighborhood. That's a big red flag.
That's crazy. Surely, even in like the 60s, people were locking their doors. How do you not lock your doors? Am I that jaded? Was life really simpler back then?
I guess it is for John.
And again, and I complained about this in the last episode. Yes, it's the 60s, and I didn't remember that until actually watching the movie, and because at no point does it actually feel like the 60s.
No, not at all. I don't.
It doesn't feel like any time period, really.
It's its own thing. Well, I guess we feel a little 60s here because Mia was watching Charles Manson's news outlet on the TV.
If you remember what she's watching on television, you're like, okay, yeah, I guess we are in the 60s.
Yeah, and she was sewing at that time. John was like, I can't concentrate, turn it off.
Let me complain about this woman and her sewing habits. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. What? She's multiple times throughout the movie. And yes, it does eventually hurt her. But she's just like watching television, and then her hand is just right up to the thing. That sounded like Tamatanga.
Yeah, the Tamatanga is the sewing machine.
And she's just watching the TV, laughing like, "Oh, haha, TV! Nothing could ever hurt my hand." Boom. Stupid. Why? Oh my goodness.
Well, John told her to turn it off. John messes up with Mia by saying the wrong words, of course, and he says sorry to her in the baby room.
The wrong words? What did he say?
He's like, hey, turn it off, or like he says something that made me upset, pretty much.
He's being an asshole. Yeah, don't turn the TV off. Let her watch TV. Let your wife watch TV, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, I know it's the 60s, but come on.
Yeah, seriously.
Let her watch Charles Manson. I don't know.
Oh, well, no, don't watch that.
John presents Mia with a rare vintage doll as a gift for their first child.
Yeah, so I guess if anything, that's what this movie does. It establishes why Annabelle's a doll in these movies, because Mia here collects vintage porcelain dolls.
Yes. She has a collection of them.
Now, again, like I said last time, the real Annabelle doll was just a little Raggedy Ann plush doll.
Mm.
So that didn't really need a reason to be around, I guess. But in this, we made her a big creepy doll, so we have to explain why somebody would want a big creepy doll. And the answer is, she's a big creepy person.
Well, this doll is clean, is fresh, is not dirty of what we've seen before.
Yeah, she's not nasty yet.
No, but still creepy AF.
So I guess spoilers for some of the things that happen in this movie, but what we also saw happen in The Conjuring. I guess the reason the Annabelle doll is so dirty is because people keep trying to throw her away in the garbage.
Yeah, honestly.
They're like, haunted, don't want it. And they throw it in the garbage, and then the demon has to crawl through the dumpster to pick it out.
I feel bad for Annabelle then.
All right.
That night, the couple is disturbed by the sounds of their next door neighbors. The Higgins neighbors that they were talking earlier in the afternoon were being murdered during a home invasion.
Big time murder.
Yes, blood splatter is seen as Mia wakes up. While Mia calls the police, she and John are attacked by the Higgins killers. The Conjuring Universe does a good job on jump scares, as we mentioned. John, because there's that scene where John came out of the house of the Higgins house, and the music starts playing. Bah!
And she runs.
Yeah, she runs.
He's like, call the police, and there's like blood on his hands or whatever.
On his PJs.
Was there? Yeah.
As soon as he does that, Mia gets confronted with the woman killer, saying, "I like your dolls," while holding her new doll. Her husband sneaks up behind her with a knife and stabs her.
Oh no.
I would say it's a good scene here. Very creepy.
Why does I can't even blame James Wan for that. I was gonna say, why does James Wan hate babies? But like, it just happens to be he starts universes that bad things happen to unborn babies. Because even Annabelle Wallis, this actress, this is not the first or only movie. I guess it might be the first. I don't know that for sure. It's not the only movie in the James Wan universe in which she loses the baby.
Right. What was the other one?
Malignant. She lost many babies in that.
Oh my goodness. James Wan, we gotta call you.
But he didn't. James Wan didn't write this or direct it, so I guess I can't blame him.
He did something in this movie, but we'll get to that. The police arrive and shoots one killer, a man, dead, while the female killer kills herself by slitting her throat inside the nursery while holding that doll, the new gift doll. Her blood drops in the doll's eye. News reports identified the killers as the Higgins' estranged daughter, Annabelle, and her boyfriend, both members of a cult.
Yeah, a cult, but not the Manson family. But I guess we're led to believe something like the Manson family.
Yeah, so they're trying to do that connection of the same thing that happens to the Manson murders. So I see what they're trying to do there.
I guess, I mean, if you look at it in the sense of they're trying to make like you said, a connection between cult activity. Although the Manson family wasn't like a supernatural cult, so
yeah,
it doesn't quite translate. But in the sense of like weird cultish crime activities happening, and we tie that into this.
Supernatural.
But then we spin off to another movie, kinda, where it's just about the Sharon Tate murders.
Yeah,
and that doesn't work at all.
I think it's because we'll get into that when that happens.
Unfortunately, we will get into that.
Yeah, for the next episode. In the days following the attack, Mia arrives back home. Mia told John to lock the frickin' door, please.
Please.
John tries to make Mia comfortable by bringing the TV in the room because she needs some bed rest because she got stabbed, and she's pregnant. Mia doesn't want anything to happen to the baby. John promises that statement. Later that night, some paranormal activities are happening. Mia and John wakes up after hearing something. It was the sewing machine. It turned on by itself. Skylar, do you have a question for you? Do you ever sewed before?
I have never sewn. No, I've never used a sewing machine, nor have I ever used thread and needle to sew nor stitch.
Is it time now to do it?
Well, I'll be honest, this movie doesn't make me want to use a sewing machine. And I think if I were to thread and needle, my hands are too big, dude. Like
That's true.
It's not working.
I don't think I can
pass.
either.
I will outsource that to somebody with smaller hands. Steven, friend of the show, he's got small hands.
Does he? I've never seen his hands.
Look at him next time you see him.
I'll do that. John turns it off and walks into the baby's room, and he sees the doll he bought on the ground. He puts the doll on the rocking chair.
Don't put it there. What are you doing?
Yeah, don't.
That's just asking for a haunting.
For real. The next morning, Mia is sewing on the bed again, of course, but her TV is not working.
What is she sewing? Do we ever see what? Like, there's no finished product.
No, there isn't.
she's just passing the time by like stitching two pieces of fabric together, and then on to the next one.
You got to do what you got to do. I think she enjoys it. That's what she likes.
Maybe if I were to go back and look closely, it's clearly a dress or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm too much of an asshole to pay attention to whatever she's sewing, but she's always sewing, and she's not particularly good at it.
Yeah, if it takes the whole movie.
That's. Yeah,
I mean, we don't know.
I just meant because she harmed herself.
Oh, right, that's true. Well, we don't know how sewing works, so we shouldn't know anything about it.
That's a good point. We do not know how sewing works.
So
I know that fabric and needle and thread are all involved. But I don't know. I couldn't do it myself.
It's one of the oldest inventions out there, so shout out to her.
The sewing machine is one of the oldest inventions out there.
She gets upset by because she's hearing. I'm gonna sneeze here. Hold on.
Oh, don't do it.
Okay, I'm good.
The ghost scared it away.
Thank you. She gets upset by hearing the rocking chair. She goes into that room and sees the doll, and she closed the door.
Riveting. Very exciting.
The doll is just rocking the chair. She's like, "Let me just close this."
Yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do at that point?
To get the doll out of there, I don't know. John brings pregnancy cravings for Mia, like pickles and easy microwave popcorn.
Ooh.
Sounds very good. John explains his new job in Pasadena that might happen, and he also got a call from Detective Clark for more questions.
Yeah, Detective Clarkin is his name. I wish his name was just Clark. That would make more sense. But his name is Clarkin. This asshole is the reason we had to watch another movie.
Yes.
The movie. Should I even say what it's called yet? Should we save that for later? Because maybe people don't know.
We'll save it at the end. We'll save it at the end.
We'll save it at the. Well, also technically, that movie's not even next. Technically, Conjuring 2 came out before that one.
Oh, is that what we're doing next? Is it Conjuring 2?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do next.
We should do. Okay, makes sense to me. Mia and John walks towards the baby room, and we see the doll in a different position on the chair.
Oh, it moved.
Yeah, Mia is like, "Let's get rid of that shit." John throws away the doll and said, "Good riddance."
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Detective Clarkin shows up and they discuss about the cults, and their situation was very random. Later that night,
well, it wasn't though, was it? We learned that in a different movie that it wasn't.
Later that night, John is making popcorn while Mia watches some talk show. I guess it was like in the 60s. What's the talk shows there? I can't be Johnny Carson.
What was he? The 80s?
Yeah, he was 80s, 70s. 60s, I have no idea. Maybe, what was the guy? Will Fortune guy?
Pat Sajak?
Yeah, I think he was still alive back then. I think he was doing that. Well, John asked Mia a question, but she fell asleep. It was really quick because she asked him to make some popcorn, and then she fell asleep. He turns off the TV and the stove. That's it. The next morning.
Oh, bro, you're never gonna believe this.
What?
Yes, no, I did catch that. Nothing happened in the next morning. But
Yeah.
Johnny Carson did, in fact, host The Tonight Show from the 60s to the 90s.
Right before Jay Leno?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. 40 years?
He did 30 seasons.
Oh my. He's like, I think Jimmy Fallon's trying to do the same thing.
Well, so here's the thing. People don't like Jimmy Fallon, so he should go away.
I like, so when he started his show, the late night show, and then the Tonight Show, I was like, this guy, he's funny. But then everyone's like, we don't like him because he fakes laughs the entire time. And I see that.
Okay, you're right. It's unfair of me to project my own personal biases, so what I will say is I don't like Jimmy Fallon, and I will call to action. If any of you out there also don't like Jimmy Fallon, please comment and say, I don't like Jimmy Fallon.
If you guys do like Jimmy Fallon, just say hashtag Fallon Talon.
No, don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
The next morning, Mia wishes good luck to John as he gets ready for his interview or presentation. Again, we see Mia.
You'll never guess.
Yeah,
You'll never guess what she's doing.
She is sewing for some reason. The stove is turned on by itself, and the popcorn starts popping. Mia cuts her finger while sewing, and the popcorn is on fire.
Explodes.
I'm surprised she hasn't smelled the fire or the smoke or the popcorn, anything. Until she sees the fire. The kitchen's on fire now, ablaze. Mia trips on the chair and lands on her stomach. That's not good. She starts to get up, but then gets dragged.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
So I alluded to it earlier, and I must have confused in my brain that I thought Mia lost the baby. I just watched this movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, how come Abrar hasn't said the baby's died yet? Because it doesn't.
No.
I just now realized that the entire second half of the movie is about the baby. And I'm like, oh, yeah, duh. I must have just been thinking of Malignant.
You're thinking too much of Malignant.
Well, why is she
Annabelle
pregnant
Wallace.
so many times? In so many James Wan movies. Even though this one doesn't have any James Wan on it. He produced it.
He did. It's alright. If you're listening, Annabelle Wallace, Skyler gets confused sometimes, so it's okay.
It's true. I'm basically an old man. But also, if you're listening, Annabelle Wallace, what's up? How you doing? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Let me shoot my shot here for a second.
Well, people barged in and helped Mia. John rushes to Mia's hospital room and was introduced to, as you were calling about, his baby girl.
Yeah, not dead.
Not dead. Good. That's good.
Yeah, good for her.
Mia believes the house is cursed. Of course.
No, she's wrong. It's the doll.
The baby girl is named Leah. The family moves to an apartment in Pasadena.
Mia and Leah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I guess.
It's not Phyllis.
It's not Phyllis. Sorry, Phyllis.
Sorry for all those Phyllises out there. You probably are reading a physics book.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
Was that an insult? You just make all the Phyllises catch a stray for no reason?
No, the Phyllis sounds like physics, so I don't know. I was trying to do something there.
In the sense that the words have similar letters at points? Okay.
If you're dyslexic, you probably think it's the same word.
I wouldn't know.
The priest took a photo of Mia and the baby. Skylar, is this normal?
For the priest to take a picture of a baby?
Of them just in the park?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I thought it was weird.
To go to the park with a priest. Well, I mean, I guess if you think you're being haunted, probably hang out with a priest more often, right? You'd befriend a priest.
True. Yeah, that should be your number one buddy. Your speed dial.
Yeah. Well, no, nothing this family does is normal. They own a bunch of porcelain dolls.
That's true. That's true. Well, the priest feels the Higgins' absence, and Mia's like Bubble Bass from SpongeBob. And that's my ride. I gotta go.
I have something that I gotta sew at home.
Yes. As they are still moving in, Mia found the cursed doll in one of the boxes.
Oh, and she has a very normal reaction about it.
She's like, "Oh, okay." John is like, "I threw that out. Just give it to me."
I threw that in the dumpster. They picked it up. They took it away to the dump. Give that to me, and I'll destroy it. And she says, "No, it's fine. I think I'll keep it now."
Yes.
Thank you, Mia. That's
Because
totally a normal reaction for you to have.
Because the priest said we should celebrate our strengths. That's why she kept it.
Explain.
I don't know.
I want you to follow your line of thought there.
I don't know. That's what she said. That's her explanation, and I don't understand. Maybe that's her weak. Should that be her weakness? I don't know.
No, I think it's just a doll.
Yeah. Well, it's a no for us, dog.
Yeah,
as Reggie Jackson says.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Exactly. Where's Mr. Wonderful? I think Mr. Wonderful should be in the show, in this movie.
Paul Orndorff?
Yeah, that guy. No, not that guy. The guy from Shark Tank.
Okay.
Well, we see Leah and Mia sleeping in the living room, and the TV turned off. Maybe it was
because they're not allowed to watch TV. So says John.
Well, it turned off, by itself. Maybe it was on sleep mode. I don't know if they had that technology back then.
Absolutely not.
Well, we see a lady in white going into Leah's room. And then she popped up in front of us looking at Leah in the crib. Mia and Leah wakes up and the lady in white disappeared. It's very spooky. Mia and Leah tries to talk to the kids playing downstairs, and I think the brother in that group says, "We don't talk to strangers."
Yeah,
good
smart.
job.
Smart.
Good job, kid. Get away from everyone, especially who's dealing with ghosts, please.
According to the Wikipedia with the cast on it, the girl of these two kids is a TikToker.
Oh. Shout out to her.
I guess. No, don't shout her out. She's 15, and this podcast is too spooky for her.
Oh, that's true. She should not hear this then. Well,
No,
if you're making money off of TikTok, then good on her, I guess.
I guess.
By the way, the baby Leah is very adorable here. I don't know if you saw the baby in this scene. It was very cute baby.
I don't. Okay, I'm struggling here. As I've mentioned multiple times, I watched this movie very recently.
Yeah,
and I'm having so much trouble remembering a lot of the stuff you're saying.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Did I fall asleep?
Oh, you probably did.
You just did the whole thing. You're like, oh, the woman in white, and I'm like, woman in what? I don't remember that at all.
I don't think you watched this movie.
I may not have. I watched something else.
Don't worry, I'm here to tell you everything.
Please get us through this.
Mia strolls outside with Leah, and she's looking at some books about the devil in the bookstore, like some devil books.
That's normal.
She encountered our beloved Evelyn, the bookstore owner, and says, "Stop by if you want." Mia walks back home and looks at the kids' drawing as they were doodling around on the stairs. It was a drawing of Mia and Leah. There's more drawings as they go upstairs, but it gets a little more creepy.
Inappropriate.
Yeah,
The word I
each
would
picture.
use.
Oh yes, that's true. Very inappropriate. Oh my god, yeah. Each picture of the drawing shows Mia pushing Leah in the stroller, getting hit by a car. Pretty graphic.
Kind of funny.
No, it's not funny at all.
It's in a Looney Tunes kind of way. It is.
Sure, Looney Tunes. Mia shows John the drawings, and he was like, let's don't worry about that. They're just kids. No, man, what the hell? John says,
Yeah, they're just kids. Absolutely not. It is the '60s. It doesn't matter if that's someone else's child. You could smack them upside the head, and you're fine. The police will believe you.
Oh my goodness. Well, John says I'll come tomorrow morning, after work, a little bit early, so we can spend time together. You know, that didn't happen because Mia's eating alone at the dinner table.
This guy's an asshole.
A little bit.
I hate John.
No, but he just got the job, so he's kind of busy.
I don't care. I'm not on his side.
Well, it's not good for John here. As Mia turns off the record player as she was listening, she puts the dishes in the sink. The record starts playing by itself.
Oh boy.
She turned it off, but we see a shadowy figure by the window.
Yes, sir.
She walks towards the window, and the curtains popped out, and we see a little girl running away from the curtains. Mia goes in the hallway and says, "Hello?" The sewing machine turns on by itself, and Mia's like, "Oh man!" So she turned that off, but we see the girl behind her in a different room. Mia looks at her, and the girl runs at.
I will say this bit's okay. I like this.
This is a great scene. Mia looks at her, and the girl runs at the door, closing. But as soon as the girl runs into the other room, she turns to the Higgins killer woman with the knife. Oh my goodness. Mia is okay though because she was just imagining it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I almost thought something happened.
Literally nothing. That's true. Nothing has happened except for that one big scene. Well, Mia is explaining to John of what is happening to her. John downplays it. I agree. He is an a-hole, I guess.
This guy out of here.
They went to that priest and they talked about their experience. He was pretty much said, be together because you'll be strong together. Apes together, strong.
That's what he said. But unfortunately, Annabelle's together stronger.
Yeah, that's true. Mia and John meets Evelyn again, and Evelyn says, "If you want a tour of the neighborhood, give me a call." That's a nice person, I'll say.
She's just here to be friendly and helpful.
Yeah. Back to the apartment, Mia tucks in Leah. As soon as Mia leaves, the baby room's door closed by itself, while we see the cursed doll's face. Mia has some boxes she want to put away, or she goes to the storage room in the basement. And this is the scene where it kind of freaked me out, I guess.
Yeah, we get some genuine demon action here.
Yes. She puts her storage in the lot of 607. I don't know if it means anything, but it kind of pointed out 607. But here's some kids laughing. She hears a tire squeaking, but it's coming from behind her, and it's a stroller. A baby starts to cry. Mia sees the stroller and walks towards it. She sees a sheet covered with blood. She touches it, but then the devil holds her arm. Mia runs towards the elevator and tries to escape to another level as the devil is looking at her.
This elevator was a real practical jokester too, because it kept like closing, then just opening, closing, opening, to the point where she said, "God damn it!" She just had to run out the other way.
Honestly, yeah, it was happening like 3 times. Mia got a scar on her left arm. After the 3rd time, when the elevator is going up and down, Mia closes the door and presses on another level, but the door opens again and she's in the same place. She did it again, but the elevator light fused. Mia has no chance to go back and run for the exit. She goes upstairs and sees the devil's hand downstairs. He's like, hey, here's my hand. She looks downstairs again, and this part freaked me out, or like it gives me some goosebumps. We see the devil looking at her in a crawling position.
Yeah.
That part, I'm like, no, man, no, thank you. It's very scary. Do you think so or no?
Well, not to take away from what you're saying, because I don't know. How creepy is it to say that I like that you're scared by it? I'm glad that you enjoyed this scene.
Yeah.
I was a little distracted because I thought that more so than any other demon in, like, especially in anything from the previous movie, The Conjuring, or comparing it to Insidious, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was very CG looking.
CG.
Did he not? Or maybe
No,
it was like how they shot the hallway?
maybe it's the shadows. Maybe look a little CG. But I looked
Yeah.
behind the scenes, and he was fully in that color.
So yeah, I believe that now, after having researched and seen that it's the Joseph Bashara guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that shot, maybe it was just.
Oh, look at it again. Maybe you'll see it differently.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Keep
Yes.
talking. I'm gonna pull. Was it on? I'm gonna find it.
Mia got into her apartment and nothing happened, but she is spooked. And this is the spooky rewatch.
Yes, it is quite spooky.
Yes. In the next morning, she unbandaged her scar, but the scar is not there. Mia calls the detective who handled the original case and learns that the cult is intended to summon a demonic spirit. The cult calls themselves the Despicables of the Ram. With the help... Disciples, thank you. Oh my god. I cannot read right now.
No, it's okay. I have I have the shot up here.
Show it to me. I need to see it again.
I'll post it right here. For those of you, we're talking about the shot of the demon on the stairs, and looking at it closely on a computer screen, I can definitely. Well, also it's paused, so I can see. Is it
a GIF?
It's a guy in a suit. No, I just took this is a screen grab from what I'm looking at.
I don't see anything. I see the face, but I just see a black screen.
Well, it's very dark. Turn your brightness up. I don't know. It's a very dark shot, and I think maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know if they just like added a bunch of shadows in post or color graded it down a lot to make it look spookier.
Maybe. Well, let me look on Google here. Can I see that picture of yours? But yeah, maybe it's just how it was filmed. Maybe we thought in that way.
Yeah. Well, so like the fact that he's a full guy in a suit, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And looking at the behind the scenes stuff where you can actually see it in the light, there's like it's fairly good makeup.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know. I think in that execution, like clearly it speaks for itself. I thought it was CG. So that's in an execution sense, that's a failure, right? Or at least for me. I don't know.
I thought it was okay. Maybe it needed some light, more light, so it won't look CGI. I don't know.
I don't know.
The room is dark.
Maybe I'm just crazy. That's also possible.
There's a lot of possibilities out here. With the help of the book seller or keeper and fellow attendant Elvin, Mia realizes that the cult practiced the devil worship, which summoned a demon who followed the family after they moved into their apartment, so as they claim a soul. Mia is imagining that the stroller gets hit by a truck, just like the drawings.
That's scary.
She goes home and starts to read the books that the cult wants to The cult wants spilling blood of the innocent, aka basically Mia's baby, Leah. Mia hears a rocking chair again from the baby's room. She's in the room and the door's closed by itself. She's trying to look down, but the doll drops down underneath, and the door, as the door is locked. So basically, Annabelle kind of locked it. She managed to open the door and rushes to Leah. Okay, this is another creepy part here. As she is cradling the baby, we see the doll behind her sitting up and standing up. Mia sees the doll floating, but it was the demon who's revealing himself or manipulating the doll.
Yeah.
John rushes in, and the furniture is all over the place, and Mia is panicking. Mia and John contacted their priest, Father Perez, who explains that demons sometimes attach themselves to inanimate objects to achieve their goals.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it happens. That a human soul might be offered for a purpose. Unable to exorcise the demon, Father Perez decides to take the doll to seek help from the Warrens.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, yes.
Those are the real heroes.
Yeah. But before he can enter the church, the demon is impersonating Annabelle's spirit. And it attacks him and it grabs the doll.
He gets thrown, dude.
Dude.
That's like
he got yeeted.
That's like if the demon was your dad and you were the priest. He threw you.
He threw it to the wall.
As hard as he could.
I don't know if you noticed that the Annabelle doll eyes became really red. And
right.
And yeah, he got yeeted.
You know, at least stuff's happening. In this part of the movie, stuff's finally happening.
Yeah, it's except for sewing.
Yeah, we're done with that part.
Yes. Father Perez is hospitalized. When John checks on him, the priest warns him that the demon's true intention is to claim Mia's soul. That night, while Evelyn is visiting Mia, Evelyn, excuse me.
It's okay.
Is visiting Mia. The demon uses Father Perez's physical form to sneak into the apartment and abducts Leah for the mother's soul. Dude, the demon has no chill.
No.
The demon took the baby, and the other dolls were destroyed. The part where the priest was like looking the other way while he ring the doorbell. I'm like, no way, man. And then Mia touches the priest, and then he starts to scream pretty much. Good scene, I guess. Good scene. By the way, we kept hearing the thud upstairs the entire movie, thinking it was the neighbors, but it was the demon all along.
He was the neighbor.
Yeah.
He pays rent here.
Yeah. He rooms with Seth Rogen.
Oh no. They smoke weed.
Yeah.
That's a movie, probably.
Demon and Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen, I smoke weed with a demon.
I would see that.
You would see that?
I would see it.
All right, tell me how it is.
I'll give 3 stars.
I'm gonna sit this one out. You tell me how it is.
He was the demon was crawling on the wall and attacked our girl.
He's having
the doll. Yeah, the doll was in the crib as Mia checks in, and she bangs the doll on the crib and threw across the room.
Oh, this part.
Yeah,
scared me.
But the doll turned to Leah, and Mia thought she did that to her own baby.
Oh my god,
kind of f
up. She was going to town with it too. She was smacking the crap. I kept expecting from a different movie that I don't want to just be an asshole and call every movie bad, but from a different bad movie, The Boy. Remember The Boy?
Yes.
You know how at the end, the face like smashes into dust on the ground.
Yeah,
or on the table or whatever. I legit thought that was gonna happen, but then it was gonna be the real baby,
like coming out of the wall.
Yeah, this is a scary movie.
I don't know if you saw that movie Nightingale. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Well, there's a very disturbing scene. Pretty much, it takes place in the 1800s, and these two guys, like, because this is a woman and her baby, just trying to live a normal life. These two invaders invaded their house, and they wanted money and stuff. It kills the husband, and then they accidentally kill her baby.
Oh.
And it's the part that did it because they kind of like smacked the head, and you see the baby, and it's like I do not recommend that movie at all. But it is like she gets her revenge, of course. But it's just that scene.
You don't recommend it at all? Is it bad?
I know. It's a great movie. It's just that scene. It's just very traumatizing.
Yeah, it's that it says that movie came out in 2018.
Yes,
we're in 2024. Babies in movies are no longer safe.
No,
anything can happen.
Not at all. I do recommend that movie. It's a great ending too. Okay. But yeah, Mia thought she did that to her baby. Kind of messed up.
Dramatic.
Yes. Let's get to the end here. To spare her daughter, Mia attempts to jump out of the window with the doll, but John and Evelyn arrives in time to stop her. Evelyn decides to take her life in Mia's place instead as a atonement for causing a car accident that resulted in the death of her daughter Ruby years ago.
All right. And faster than they can say why, she's out the window already.
Yes, as she lies dead on the road, the demon and the doll disappeared. Mia and John never see her or hear the doll again, and Leah is safe inside her crib.
So because the next place we see the doll is in the little shop where the lady buys it for the college girls from the Conjuring.
Yes.
So did the demon take it there?
I guess so.
Did he pick it up and just carry it and he just snuck it into the shop, or do you think he sold it? You think to pay his rent with Seth Rogen?
Maybe. Well, the priest at the end, the priest gave the photo that he took of Mia and Leah, and he's like, "Here you go."
Bye.
Goodbye. 6 months later, the doll is brought from an antique shop by a mother as a gift for her daughter, Debbie, of course, as we all know we're talking about, a nursing student, and is seen stored and locked away in a glass case in the Warrens' artifact room.
I think it's funny that the priest wanted to take it to the Warrens, but then he got beaten up by a demon, and so he couldn't do it. But it ended up with the Warrens anyways. The next people that had it just took it to him. Like, all right, everyone knows the Warrens. We're fine.
I guess so. But yeah, that's the end of the movie. I do have an interesting fact. As I mentioned before, or kind of alluded to it, the elevator scene was only directed by James Wan.
Oh, so he did do something.
He did something, yeah.
He was probably mad that he couldn't get his grubby hands on the scene where he could have killed that baby.
Oh no, don't say that. But yeah, overall, the movie has its moments. I think it didn't really execute. At least the ending is again, not great.
The ending is weird. And yeah, they very quickly are like, this is why Alfred Woodard's doing this, but it doesn't really. It's still like, what? But what? But why?
Yeah.
And also, it's not really satisfying.
No,
because they didn't beat the demon; they just let the demon take someone else.
That's
and
it.
She was like, "It's fine, white family. Let it take me so your family can be happy. I don't have a family anymore, anyways." And then she just jumped. It's like, well,
if you say it in that way, that's actually makes it more sad.
No, it doesn't make it more sad. It makes it annoying. Yeah. So I won't lie. While you were talking about it, especially the part with the demon,
Yeah.
In the basement, and they're chasing her, and that
That
part.
that was the best part.
That you describing it in our little conversation made me consider bumping it up because I said 1.5 stars. Maybe this is more a 2-star movie,
I like that.
but I'm not sure. The ending, I don't like it. I don't like the
The
ending,
yeah,
and
the end.
I don't like the beginning. For the record,
Yeah, it's just that it's just a weird movie. I think that scene of the demon scene. I think that's the best part of the movie. Of course, James Wan made it amazing. But what was that director guy?
He's the guy that made the movie Wolves at the Door, which we'll be talking about.
Yes, we'll be talking soon about Wolves at the Door, which he directed, which is not really connected to the Conjuring Universe, but
It is not in the universe. It is an unofficial spin-off because it shares exactly one character to this movie.
yeah,
Well, two if you count Charles Manson.
yeah, he is character. But yeah, we'll be doing that as well. My overall my thinking of this Annabelle movie is if you are not into horror movies or you're always scared of things, and if you're trying to get into it, uh, trying to get yourself into it and not get scared, get better, I recommend this one because this one is not scary-ish, but it is creepy.
I think this one requires patience though,
Yes.
because and not even in a it's a slow burn sense, because I guess parts of it are slow, but I just think you really have to pay attention and connect a lot of dots yourself as to why things are happening.
Yeah.
And if you have any amount of your brain that doesn't care, you're going to end up like me and give it 1.5 stars.
It is a bland movie until that scene comes up, but other than that, yeah, it is what it is.
I like the basement part just fine. And I like the part where the girl's running into the door and then it's the older lady.
Yes, that's good.
And I like when the demon beats up the priest in a parking lot.
You got yeeted.
Also, the priest was driving the Annabelle doll around like in the passenger seat.
Why? Why you do that?
He should have buckled her in.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I would have.
Uh,
So okay. So I'm not gonna up my rating,
mm,
but if you take my 1.5 and your 2.5 and average it, that's 2 stars.
that's true. That's a good rating there.
Good job, Annabelle. You got 2 stars from the Brown Boy Wonders podcast.
Let's go. That's what we do here. That's what we make things happen.
Sure.
But yeah, the next time you hear us, we're gonna be talking about Conjuring 2, the sequel of The Conjuring.
A better movie, if my memory serves.
I think it's the best one out of all the movies.
Ooh, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, this is it. Skyler, where can they find you, man?
You can find me in the basement because the elevator won't take me anywhere else.
Oh my god, the same place. And you just see the demon's face.
Yeah, he's there. He grabbed my hand.
Maybe he was trying to help you out. I don't know.
Maybe he grabbed her hand because he thought Annabelle Wallace was really pretty.
Aww. You just want to date her. That's it.
Yeah, but don't. Okay, well, when you put it that way, he shouldn't put his hands on a woman like that.
Actually, yeah, that's a harassment. Never
That's
mind.
okay. He's back to being canceled. Get him out.
All demons are canceled.
Yeah, put this guy in The Mummy that she's also in.
A great movie.
I didn't know that, even though I think I saw it.
I think she had a ponytail, so you couldn't recognize her.
She was in the trailer that had no audio.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
They released it without the sound effects, and
Yeah,
Tom
you just see
Cruise
Tom.
just screamed.
Yeah, you see Tom Cruise, like,
Ah! That's great.
But yes, you can follow this podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music. I'm on Instagram called the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. I'll post clips there. Just follow me there. And of course, if you guys are interested being a guest on this podcast, just let me know. DM me. We'll do something.
I didn't know that we took like opening. Are you trying to replace me?
No. It's just for anything else because I think on Instagram on the bio it was like, if you want to do something, just DM me.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah. I mean, we have so many guests. We have you, we have Anthony, we have Daniel, we have Steven, we have Ray, we have Steve. Did I say Steven?
Yeah,
we have we have Tyron, we have Mispa, we have my cousin Willie. It's great. We have a big cast here.
There's a lot of people coming through the doors here.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, just let me know.
Wrestlers and
Power Rangers,
demons.
occultists.
You need to see if this Joseph Bashara guy's on Cameo.
Let me check right now.
Also, Annabelle Wallace. If Annabelle Wallace is on Cameo, get me one for my birthday.
For your birthday?
Yeah.
Let me check. Nope. She's not here.
Damn.
And who is the other guy?
Joseph Bashara.
Joseph?
Yeah, Joseph, and then Bishara is Bishara. See if he'll do a scary face at you for money.
No, I only got Joseph Redman.
All right, well, how much is he?
45.
What's he do?
He is a guy who will give you wisdom. I can't believe I mentioned this guy's name on here.
All right, so everyone, if you want to check out Joseph Redman on Cameo for $45, he'll give you some wisdom, some life advice.
The thing is, no one paid him yet, so
no one.
His intro. Yeah, he just has his intro.
We're gonna be the first one.
I think that's it for this podcast here. I guess we will say, clap and hide.
I don't have anything. That's it.
That's it.
End
Bye.
it. End it.